I'm Matt with etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Malone AirFlow2 Roof Rack system on top of the 2021 Ford Explorer. Now this is going to be a great option for you if you're looking for something that's going to be really quick and easy to throw on top of your roof, because maybe you're running out of space in the back of your car, whether you have a bunch of people back here since there is a third row seat option, or you already have a bunch of stuff back here. It's also going to be another great solution if you have a lot of longer items like skis or kayaks. Taking a closer look at this is all going to come as one piece. We're going to have our 58-inch aero crossbars on top of our towers. Now taking a closer look at the crossbars, what I really like about these ones in particular is not only that shape that help produce that wind noise, but also this built-in weather strip. That's also going to help reduce that wind noise. But what's nice about this one in particular is a lot of weather strips come and you can take them off and cut them down to size. But since this one is built in, you don't have to worry about cutting anything down and measuring anything out. And if you're not a fan of this gray or silver color we have today, this also comes in a black version too. And what's really nice about these towers in particular is they have these built-in lock cores on them. And if you take this lock core off, we're going to have two sets of these specific ones. And that's going to have this integrated Allen key that helps tighten these down to your raised rails. And this makes for a really easy installation. Just putting them back into place and placing them on your raised rails is pretty quick and easy. Now for what you can put up here, you're going to be able to put up to 165 pounds. But what I recommend checking is what your roof capacity is. You can find that in your owner's manual. Because the roof rack may be able to hold up to 165 pounds, your roof might not be able to though. And on top of that, you want to consider the weight of our crossbars too. And for how much height it's going to add to your car, if I go from our raised rails to the top of the crossbar, that's going to be slightly under 3 inches. So what I'd recommend doing is taking the total height of your vehicle from your raised rails, adding that 3 inches, and then adding the height of any accessories you have above that, so you know what areas you can make it under. And for the space underneath your crossbars to your roof, from the highest point, that's going to be a little bit above 3 inches, which is actually pretty good. That's going to be able to accommodate a lot of clamp-on accessories. Now, if you don't want to use any clamp-on accessories, you can use any T-track accessories. Like I said earlier, we do have this T-channel up top, and it's really easy and nice to use. We're going to have a little bit of overhang at the very end, which is a pro and a con. It's a pro because you're not going to be likely to hit your head on it. The con is we don't have a lot of area to work with if you want to put any accessories on the very edge, so it's a lot easier to put your items up. You might be able to put a really thin strap at the very end, but I wouldn't count on it. Overall, I think this is going to be a great solution for you if you're looking for something quick and easy to use. And if you're running out of space in the back of your vehicle, this will help you solve it. But if you're looking for something that's going to have maybe a little bit of a cleaner look and have a little bit more overhang to work with, I'd actually recommend the Rack Roof Rack system. It's going to work very similar to this one, only with a little bit more overhang. But if you like this one, because this one has an advantage over that Rack Roof Rack system, it's going to have that integrated weather strip at the very top of it, which I really like. We're just going to have a crossbar with the towers on them, and we're going to have this key. And what I'd recommend too is just grabbing a measuring tape, just make things a little bit easier for you. We're going to come on either side of these towers and use our key to just take off these end caps. One side is just going to look plain just like this, and the other one's going to have the tool included. And this tool is going to be used to loosen up this clamp, just so this clamp is a little bit more open, so we can fit it on top of our rails. Now when you're putting up your crossbar, once you have one in place, you're going to measure from that one to the next one to get that crossbar spread. And in our case today, we're going to shoot for about 30 inches, just to accommodate a lot of the accessories that we have down here. But that might be a little bit different for you. You just have to accommodate for whatever accessories you have now. And after when you found the spot you want to have it at, just put a marker down and then you can put your crossbar up there. Before I put it up there, I want to make sure this is in the right orientation, making sure that this fatter side is facing forward and the thinner side is facing behind us. And I'm just going to match it up with that mark we left earlier and roughly place it down. We're going to have to make some more adjustments later on, but we're just going to get this roughly where we need it to be. I'm just going to double check my measurements, make sure nothing's moved. In our case, we did move it just a little bit, so I want to make sure that's right at 30 inches, making sure I'm measuring from the same location, the front of each crossbar. I'm going to check the overhang to make sure that's going to be the same on both sides, just measuring from the tower to the end of the crossbar. And when everything looks good for you, you're just going to take your included tool and tighten this down the rest of the way. Making sure not to tighten it down too much on one side. We just want to make contact with a little bit of tension and then go to the other side. After when you've done that, you're just going to keep repeating that process until you have this all the way tightened. The last step is just going to be putting this locking cap back on, lining up this Allen key with the hole, and once it's in place, you can lock it down in place with your key, just like that. And after this, I just like to give it a good shake test, make sure everything feels good, and if it does, you can put on any accessories you have and take it for a ride. Let's just look at that Malone AirFlow 2 on top of the 2021 Ford Explorer.